This is not working.
Good morning. Morning, Janice.
Good morning, Lois. How are you? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday.
Always fun to be with everyone. And we're going to be talking about friendship probably for the next little bit. And everyone, I think, wants to have a good friend, even a best friend.
Yeah.
And those are hard to come by. And when you have one that you just want to hold on and keep them around because they're precious and hard to come by.
Yeah.
We were talking about the pursuit of friendship, or does friendship happen? Does it just happen? What do you think about that?
I think sometimes friendships do happen when you least expect sometimes. Sometimes you are involved in a chance meeting of someone, or a divinely ordered meeting, or an orchestrated meeting. Two friends might, say, I want you to meet this friend of mine, a mutual friend of both people, or somebody that they think you would like, and try and get you guys together. But I do believe sometimes that friendships happen in the unlikeliest of places at times as well. So you're not expecting a friendship necessarily to come out of it, but you've had this chance meeting with somebody, or a divinely, orchestrated meeting with someone, and a friendship blooms or blossoms from that. And it grows. Whereas two people that have actually made an effort to say, you know what, I want to be your friend, let's get together, and it may or may not happen that you develop a friendship with that person. It's just kind of interesting that there's something there that starts that thing to bloom. The seed has been planted for a friendship. And then sometimes it will blossom, and other times it won't. But I think it happens a lot of the time for people when they're least expecting it, or when they didn't really necessarily plan it. I know some of my friendships have evolved that way. And I have very few friendships. I have a lot of acquaintances, but I have some friendships that have lasted years, that just grew and solidified over time based on several things. But I don't know that I necessarily look for friendships. I know I'm friendly to most people, and I like connecting with people, but in terms of a true friend, they hold a special place in my heart. So that's something that's special. Friendships are that's special to me.
I know friends were always really hard for me growing up because I struggled physically with a lot of things. So that made me feel like I wasn't valuable to myself. And so I put that on other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So did you feel like you were like a little bit less able physically, so that you put more emphasis on them being friendly to you, or you had to try harder to be their friend?
I definitely felt like I had to try harder, but I just assumed that they didn't want to be my friend. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think there was an assumption on my part that I wouldn't be wanted. And so I definitely had to try harder. I was always trying harder. And when I learned to let that go and not try, and just be willing to be and accept myself and who I was, and I could then really start to enjoy other people, and just get to know who they were. And that was a big piece of learning what friendship really was, because if you can't be with yourself, you cannot be really with anybody else either.
True. I find that interesting that you didn't feel like people wanted to be your friend. You're so likable. I liked you immediately. And how we met was very unlikely. Never thought it would be this kind of a friendship, but I know and believe it was divinely ordered. And based on that, I went with it. But it's developed into something more than that since then. And I just liked you right away because of how we met. You reached out to me on a social network platform, and I don't normally respond to people on no social network platform unless I really know them or unless there's a really good reason to respond to them. But something told me that I needed to respond to you, and I did. But after hearing your story, I knew it was supposed to happen. And from that instant, I believe that I liked you. I think we talked for several hours that very first time that we met online and talked. We talked for several hours, and it was just things were wow, 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 connections all over the place. And I just deep down had a real sense of, I like this person. This is special. This is different. It's unlikely, but I like it. And I think it grew from there. I think we spoke the very next week. I think we spoke for several weeks in a row. I think we took a break every once in a while, but we pretty much have been in contact for this past now almost a year, if not a year, of this growing, budding friendship. So I just find that interesting that you felt that people wouldn't want to be your friend because you're so likable and you're so genuine and you're so down to earth and spiritual and all of those things. And gosh, you wouldn't want to be your friend. I just find that interesting that you would have felt that way. But I'm so glad that you began to accept yourself, because you're that kind of a person that people want to be friends with. Who wouldn't want to be your friend? I just find that fascinating that you felt that way. But I'm glad that it's no longer that way for you.
Oh, gee, thanks. I think,
Yeah.
on some level, we all struggle with that at some point.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
our war with who we are inside, at some point, and struggle with that friendship piece.
Yeah.
Do they really like me? Why do they really like me?
Yeah.
What are they really here for? Um, are they here to get something, or are they here
Mhm.
because they really like me and they like who I am? And then we have to either show our cards, our real ones. And if we're not doing that, then we can't really ever be having a true friendship.
Yeah.
And so a lot of friendship is based on how we're showing up.
Yeah.
And so having a true friend means that we have to show up as our real selves. And that's challenging as well.
I agree with that. I think that's also true for any relationship, an intimate relationship, a work relationship, a business relationship. If you don't have some level of honesty in communicating with that person, then you really don't have a relationship. So you have to be authentic, you have to be yourself, and you have to tell the truth. Or is there really a friendship there, or is it built on something else? Because I also feel that trust is a big part of any relationship and friendship. And in order to have trust, you have to be trustworthy, and you have to be truthful, and you have to be vulnerable. And if you can't be those things, then are you really being your authentic self so that you can have that real true connection of relationship that friendships and relationships are built on? That's important. That's important. I mean, they usually say that really close friends, like my friend who I just went to see, we've been friends since 8th grade or 9th grade. So a long time, over 40 something years. And it's like people are now asking us if we were sisters. We were at shopping a couple times this week. People asked us if we were sisters. We don't look anything alike at all. But they thought we were sisters because I guess we would just have certain mannerisms that we now kind of are the same. And she likes certain things. I get her turned on to certain things, and she gets me turned on to certain things, and vice versa. And just the way we interact, I think people think we are related. But I can be myself with her because I've known her so long. I know her so well, and her personality and her little quirks. But she can be herself with me, and I can be myself with her. And I think that's important in friendships, that you have to be yourself. And those are what true long-term friendships are built on, is being able to be yourself with that other person, that nobody knows you better than yourself, but that other special person who's really close to you and that knows you well. And if you can't be yourself, then how would they know you intimately like that? They don't. But she knows me very well, and I know her very well because we've been friends for many years. And you can only be inauthentic for a short period of time before the real person comes through, right? So the real personality eventually shines through. But she's seen the bad part, she's seen the good part, she's seen all of it. So that's what friendships are built on: truth, honesty, vulnerability, being authentic, and just being yourself. And it's important in order for a real true friendship to blossom and have staying power. Because some friendships don't have staying power, because what was it built on in the first place? What was the real reason those two people got together as so-called friends? If they don't have each other's back, or if they don't have each other's interest at heart, then maybe it will be a short-lived friendship. Maybe it will be just an acquaintance. Maybe it will just be, I don't know. But it's not a real true friendship. But I think real true friendships do have staying power once they have been tried and tested through time, through events, through the good, through the bad, all of it. Tried, true, and tested. Yeah. I think it's important.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to keep talking about this in the next few weeks. So
yeah.
If you'd like to hear some more about friendship, come join us.
Yeah.
Also, check out Genesis podcast on Anchor.
And Spotify.
And Spotify. Yeah, she'll be having some really fun guests coming up. So I'll be excited to be a part of seeing those. And we'll talk soon.
We'll talk really soon. Have a great rest of your day, Monday, and a great rest of your week. We'll see you all again next week. Have a good one. Bye for now.